What'd you think about the episode?
For me, this episode, what do I give it? I give it an 8 out of 10. I really liked this
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
The reason I like this episode is because it was a bit slow, but it had interesting world building. Like the Magellan people had this interesting world with, I don't know, cool stone structures and fashion. I really like that. They had great design. They were like floating. I kind of like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, a
Unique.
good point is Pike got laid. He's got needs.
Hey. Hmm.
And I in Star Trek, Captain Kirk is getting around, and Riker is getting around, so Pike gets himself some too. Also, Laura gets herself some, so it's kind of realistic. Although, what is Pike doing? This is negotiations.
There's problems. We'll talk about it.
um, yeah, and there's an interesting ethical conundrum between suffering and prosperity, and what does that mean?
Hmm.
There's a fun B story about Uhura doing some security training. So all of those things together, I think it's a good episode. Some bads though. The ethical conundrum itself is kind of clunky. There's this one
I
kid.
agree.
Yeah, and I feel like there's some ways to deal with it technologically or moving or whatever. It felt a little clunky as an ethical conundrum. And then Pike getting laid. It's putting the mission at risk. Is that in line with Federation principles? Felt kind of weird. And La'an, how good at security is she? She's putting Uhura in all these dicey situations. I didn't really understand what was going on. But the goods for me outweighed the bads. I give it an 8 out of 10. What'd you think?
I also gave this episode 8 out of 10. It's quite good, quite happy with it. So the scientific kernel, this key question that you ask, therefore the episode launches off of, it was very good. Additionally, there was good social reflection, and that kernel was what would a society look like if all the suffering was focused down to one child as opposed to spread out amongst the community. And the social reflection is, how do you, the viewer, feel about it? And so this causes a balance. There's a balance between tolerance for other cultures versus our own hypocrisy. How do we feel about it ourselves? And I like this. I like this because only in science fiction can you really play around with these really, really bad. It makes you feel bad, but you're playing in a sci-fi universe, so you can think about it and then back apply it to our world. Fantastic science fiction. Also, I also noticed Pike got laid. This is the clearest advantage that I can think of joining Starfleet and being in the command branch. Like, if you're an engineer or you're the science officer, you stay on the ship all the time. Or if you're not in Starfleet at all, you stay on Earth all the time. So if you want to bang a lang with other species, Starfleet Command's the way to go. The cons of this episode is that the technology was magical. Like, when you needed it, it was there. And when it wasn't there, it wasn't there. So comms could get blocked if the story needed it, or if the story needed it, you could teleport and override the Enterprise's shields. But then it would also disappear when you need it. And there was this ancient technology that the forefathers and mothers of the Majalis people, they had some technology that couldn't be reverse engineered, and they didn't even try. They couldn't find any way around it. It was very contrived, very forced, very had to be there for that reason. I don't like this. I feel cheated. Also, that morality question, which I really liked. I really liked the question that they asked of us, but it came late. It was really right at the end of the episode. It was like, here it is on your lap, deal with it now. I would have liked it if that morality question had built up. It was a bit clearer earlier on, so that way you have more time to see some pros and cons and mull it over, and you form an opinion, but then one character says something else, and now you see that angle and you go back and forth. I would have liked that if it came up a bit earlier. I also noticed that Lons are really bad at being a teacher. She really throws Uhura in bad situations instead of guiding her along, building her up. But okay, maybe that's just how La'an is. She's a security officer. She's gone through some shit, and so she's maybe not a great teacher, and that's okay. Maybe that's just the character. So overall, 8 out of 10. There's a cool scenario, a good scientific kernel, and good social reflection that we, the audience, has to deal with. Overall, 8 out of 10.